Well, hey guys, welcome back to Waters Family Homestead. Look at that, there's the gray one and two of the white ones. There's the mama. And the three other white ones are right there, and the little brown one. All 7 of them are doing well. They're about a month old. And I started on the last time I filled this feeder up. I mix about 1/3 layer pellets in with the Start and Grow crumbles. And that's going to help them waste a little bit less and start weaning them off the crumbles onto the layer pellets. But let me grab my bucket. All right, I had one egg that was broke today, and there's either 19 or 20 in that basket. So, still getting a good amount of eggs. It's so hot, they do slow down a little bit when it gets hot, just like they slow down a little bit when it gets cold. But I left the door open for the last 2 or 3 days so the mama can come out and scratch with them. And last night was the first night, instead of nesting in that rollaway nesting box with them, she got up on the roost with them. I also left this middle pen open last night for the first time. Now, I did lose one of the 9 baby chicks. I lost one of the white ones, or the real light yellow ones. I don't know why. When I did my live the other day, I walked in there to fill the feeder up, and there was one laid on the ground dead. It was still not warm, but still flexible. It hadn't even been, it hadn't been an hour, and I saw all 8 of them. So, and my live was about 30 minutes. I don't know why it just went in there and laid down and died, but okay. So that leaves me 8 over in the middle pen. All 8 of those seem to be doing very, very well. I just rinsed out their waterer and refilled it, and their feeder is full of just Start and Grow on those because they're only about a week and a half old. As far as the 28 hens and 2 turkeys that are in this last pen, they're doing actually very well. Like I say, I'm still getting around 20 eggs a day, but I rinsed their water out as well. I haven't been getting any blueberries. The redbirds, I love to watch them. They're beautiful birds, but they're taking every blueberry. As soon as it starts turning blue, they start eating it. So I'm just letting them have what's left. I got a little more than half of what I did last year off of that bush. But let me show you one more thing I did. Well, a couple of them. One is I went in here and I pruned some of these lower limbs on this peach tree. Only the limbs that did not have peaches on them. So that, I could walk through and get under. You see it hits my electric fence in a couple places. But here's my zucchini plant. It's actually 2 of them laying there. I threw it in there to see if they wanted to peck at the bugs that are in them and maybe even eat the leaves and stuff. So I'll go show you what else I've done. All right, I went ahead and picked the last of the green beans. I got a full basket off of it today. I dropped my paper towels. That's what I was wiping my sweat with. But there was, a few green beans that had bug stings or whatever on it. So instead of processing that, I went ahead and pulled the green bean plants and threw them out here. And what I'm going to do is take a lot of this and throw it over in the chicken pen and then mulch up the rest with the mower. And I also pulled the rest of the corn. And the reason is I picked about 18 or 20 ears of corn a few days ago, and went ahead and cleaned it and put it in Ziploc bags in the freezer. And there was very little left. And the ones that were there did not look as healthy as the ones I picked, of course. I picked the best looking ones. So I went ahead and pulled all the plants and threw them out here in a pile. There's some here, and there's some in the back. So the ones that have ears of corn on them, I'm going to grab that and throw it over in the chicken pen and let them, they love corn, so I'll let them pick at that and eat the rest of it. And the T-post idea on the tomato plants is doing really well. So far it's holding up. We've gotten rain once or twice. And it's worked out really well. I did pick the largest watermelon a couple of days ago, and I put it in the fridge. Now, from what I understand, when the curlicue, this is what I'm talking about with the curlicue, this thing right here. Let me try to get up close. See that? The one closest to the stem going to the watermelon that you're looking at, they said when it browns and turns dark, then that watermelon's supposed to be ripe, and go ahead and pick it. And mine was brown just like this one here. So I went ahead and picked it and put it in the refrigerator. This watermelon's not quite as big, but it is still in good condition. Uh-oh, there's a dead dragonfly over there and the ants are eating it up. But either way, I hate to see that. I love that dragonfly. Oh, there's a baby one flying around it though. I actually love those. They eat mosquitoes. So I've picked, I don't know, 8 or 10 tomatoes that have started ripening and turned red on me. I left these 2 squash plants. I pulled all the zucchini and the rest of the squash. The vine borers had tore it up and it wasn't producing anymore. The last couple of zucchini, the bugs got into it, so I fed those to the chickens. So I left these 2 plants, even though they've got a little bit of damage on them, they both have a bloom, so it may produce a little bit of squash. So I'm going to leave it there until it's completely done. And as you can see, I've got some tomatoes that are starting to turn red. Now these are just, on camera it looks darker than it does in person. But those tomatoes will be red in a few days. And you can freeze tomatoes. You do not have to process them. You can just wash them off, put them in Ziploc bags or whatever you want to do, and put them in the freezer, and then take them out when you want to use them, and thaw them out, of course. And you can freeze tomatoes. A lot of people don't know that. But I've got a couple over here. I've picked a couple ripe tomatoes off of this plant. I picked one off the back. There's another one back there that's about to be ripe. And I've picked several off of this plant and that one. So not bad, not bad. I would have had a lot more if I hadn't have pulled all the tomato plants that I pulled. But good to know. Now, I've learned a lot. I did pull some carrots the other day. They were nice and fat, as you can see right there, starting to poke up out of the ground. But they're just short because the soil's not that deep, which is fine. So I'm gonna let them grow until they start dying off, or until I'm ready to eat these, and then I'll pull them and be done with that. So as far as these other raised beds, I've already got a squash planted here and here. The rest of it's just green beans and leaves from the green beans where I pulled them. There's no weeds in it. So I'll probably break that soil up a little bit. And over here the same way, I'll take my shovel and kind of turn this soil up a little bit. And in my mind, when I ordered raised beds, I didn't realize it had these bars that connected the sides, bottom and top. And I thought, well, I'll just set my tiller up there and till those beds up every year. But it's not going to work. It's only a 4x4 area right there, and the tiller takes up 2.5 by 2. So I'll just have to do it by hand. Take a shovel and flip it and turn it up and break it up. But I'll add more soil to this and mix it all in as I add to it. And hopefully I learned a little bit this year that's going to help me do a lot better next year. And like I say, I did replant squash, squash, squash. That's 4, that's 5. One back there in that grow bag is 6. I got one planted in this bed is 7, and I think that's one in that bucket, which would be 8 more squash plants, because my squash did not do very well in there with the zucchini. So now they're separated out a lot more. Hopefully the bugs won't get to all of them. But, whew, a lot of work to get out here and pull all that corn, man. The root ball on that corn, y'all just, some of them were big. I don't know how in the world they were laying over. But either way, the corn was done. There was nothing else it was going to do. So, and the chickens will eat everything that's left on that corn. I got to pick up my tomato cages, but they'll eat a lot of the leaf off of it. They'll eat all the corn that's on there, and they'll even eat the bugs and stuff out of it, and they'll eat the tops off of it. So I'm going to throw a lot of that over in the chicken pen and finish out this year's garden anyway, because it's getting too hot to do anything outside in my area in Southwest Georgia. I mean, our heat indexes have been over that 100-degree mark, and it's rough. You know, I didn't come outside this evening after work until 6:30, 7 o'clock, something like that. So I had some shade to, you know, the sun wasn't beating down on me. But anyway, I just wanted to show y'all I'm still working on stuff. All right, I was going to show y'all the mama hen and the baby chicks up on the roost. There's only one left up on the roost in there, the little yellow one. All of them were up on the roost, and when she saw me coming, she jumped down, and they've all jumped down and followed her down. But they are getting on the roost, and that's a good sign that they're all nice and healthy, and the mama knows they don't need any kind of, you know, nesting heat at night to stay healthy. So I still believe a mama hen knows a lot more than a person or an incubator. And you don't have to worry about your power going out or an incubator tearing up or anything like that when you got a mama hen that's doing it. Now, they are aggravating this crap. You know, the other Rhode Island Red and Turkey hen, they weren't the best mamas in the world, but the one Rhode Island Red in there did a good job. She didn't hatch all 9 of them, but she hatched probably half of those, 5 or 6, and then the turkey hen hatched half the others, and then the turkey hen abandoned the rest of her eggs. So it's fine. I ended up with 9 hatch in the middle pen, and dang, I'm trying to remember. It was 10, 11, something like that. The snake got a couple of them, and I think one more other than that died, and there's 7 in there now. So I believe I had 10 hatch out of this side over here. But either way, I'm enjoying it. I'm gonna, if I get another hen that gets broody, since she is no longer using the nesting box, I'm going to take that hen like I did this one and bring her over and put her in there and see if she'll set on the eggs, whichever one it is that gets broody, and see if she'll hatch me some more. And by the time those baby chicks are a month old like these, you know, I'll probably be able to mix these in with the ones in the middle pen, and then eventually in with the main flock, if that's what I decide to do. But I got out there the other day and cut all the little branches coming up off what's left of the pear trees, because I do not want them to grow back in there. So anywho, all right guys, I had a wire break above the gate right there. I went ahead and took it down. It doesn't really need it. And I fixed that and then turned the fence back on. Everything else is working out well. I'm pleased with the garden. Could I do better? Oh, heck yeah. I could do a whole lot better. But now that I've got the new job that I've got, I can prepare a little bit better next year or the next time I plant, and hopefully have a much better garden every year as I learn and spend more time on it. So I appreciate each of you that have subscribed to the channel, hit the thumbs up, and, you know, followed along this journey. So I am, if you have not watched the live I did Monday evening, I was talking about the suppression that I have on my channel through YouTube, and I just don't know that I'm going to continue making content that's uploaded to YouTube. So I am going to continue making content, but it may just be on Rumble only and Liberty Club when I can upload there. So just a heads up, I appreciate each and every one of you. It has nothing to do with my subscribers. I have awesome subscribers and I appreciate y'all. But I've been fighting this battle for 4 years, and you know, the suppression, that being held down and held back the way it's been with me and this channel, you know, I'm just tired of putting up with YouTube. Why should I make videos that make them money and you know, make me struggle? So I just don't know that I want to continue dealing with that. I will upload a video every now and then. You're going to see this one, of course. But I don't know that you're going to get a regular video out of me on YouTube anymore. When I have time and I feel like it, I'll upload a video on YouTube every now and then. But for the most part, I really don't care what YouTube thinks. Not subscribers now. I love each of you, and I appreciate y'all supporting me and following. But YouTube, if they're not going to give people a free speech platform like it used to be, then I'm not sure that I want to support them. So join me over on Rumble. It's the same name, same logo, all of that stuff. You can watch all my videos over there. Every video I've ever put on YouTube, well, in the last couple years, is put on Rumble. And everything I do now goes to Rumble first and then YouTube. So also, if you have not checked it out, libertyclub.net. It's a new social media. They are doing a lot of work to it and growing that thing. And hopefully they'll continue working on it, making it better every week. And, you know, it'll turn into something that can compete with Fascist Book and ScrewTube. And we'll move on from there. Thank y'all very much. Remember what I've always told you. Jesus Christ loves you, and so do I. Y'all be safe. Be prepared. Look at this. She done got up on the roost, and one of the white ones got up under her. And she's trying to teach them they don't have to be up under her. But there's a few on the ground right there at the door. Oh my goodness. All right, the yellow one's getting up there. There's a white one up there. I think the black one is up there, or gray one's up there with them. And the other white ones are down here on the ground. But thank y'all for watching.